Hi, it's Kirby Summers, and this is the Epstein Project podcast. Today, I want to talk about the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell has requested a second hearing for bail. It's scheduled, at least the initial letter to the judge is requesting they be heard on December 21st. The first hearing was on July 14th, and at that time, it was a proposed $5 million bail. Um, she was she wasn't forthcoming with the identity of who the co-signers might be or how much money they might have. And she was even sort of very opaque about her own finances. Now, when she was arrested, it was discovered that she had $20 million in a couple of different bank accounts. It was discovered that she had purchased this $1 million home in New Hampshire, all cash through an LLC. And so there was just a lot of information that was not disclosed to the court. The court was not happy about it. They were not happy because they did not know if Ghislaine Maxwell was going to be able to be a flight risk. They didn't know who the people were. And in fact, it was discovered at that time that Ghislaine Maxwell was married. And I will talk about this in a minute. But she even refused to supply the name of her husband to the judge. Her attorneys now know what the court wants to hear. And so they're going to present this case in a much different way. They're going to go in there and they're going to suggest to the judge that, hey, you wanted 5 million and we talked about 5 million. Let's make it 10 million. Let's make it 15. They're going to come up with a higher number for the judge to consider. And they're going to reveal the names of the co-signers. However, they're not going to reveal them to us. The names are going to remain private. But they're going to reveal the names to the judge. In this case, it's Judge Judith Nathan. And they're going to show Judge Nathan an address in New York City where Ghislaine Maxwell can sit and wait for her trial, which is expected to be in July. So they're going to go in there. They're going to be ready. Mark Cohen, who's one of her attorneys, did argue to the court during the first hearing that if they were not satisfied with the proposed bail package, that, they should just seek a tougher bail for her. Okay, and I think that that's exactly what's going to happen. The government's concern at the time, which Ghislaine's attorneys are going to try to find ways around, was to see if her co-signers, which obviously would be her sisters, her brothers, and very possibly Scott Borgerson, who I believe is her husband, and again, I will talk about him in a minute, had enough money that would give her access to like their funds if it was true that the 20 million was not her money, because that's what she claimed. She claimed neither the house was hers or that the money wasn't hers. I mean, nothing was hers. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen with Ghislaine Maxwell. But this time, the attorneys are going to try to convince the judge that maybe Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't have unlimited amounts of money that are going to enable her to live outside of the country comfortably for the rest of her life, because that was what the court was worried about. Does Ghislaine have access to either her money or money from her friends or her family to allow her to skip bail, so that basically, technically, it would come down to whoever's putting up the bail is buying, if Ghislaine skips and leaves, is buying Ghislaine Maxwell out of jail. So if we look about how much money Jeffrey Epstein had in his estate at the time of his death. It was approximately $600 million. And so Ghislaine Maxwell, and that's just, by the way, that's just money that was accounted for. We don't know how much money is sitting in foreign bank accounts. We don't know how much cash is stored away anywhere. And we don't know any of his investments where perhaps he's shielded by corporations. We don't know the same about Ghislaine Maxwell, so that it's very likely that she does have access to a lot more money than a measly 5 or 10 or 15 or $20 million that would essentially buy her freedom. So I think that she is looking to buy her freedom, and I believe she's going to bail. So I spoke about the fact that I believe Scott Borgerson is her husband. And about 2 months ago, he resigned from his company, and he resigned basically saying that he would be a distraction. The press had sort of started to badger him, follow him, stake out his house. And he basically used that as the excuse. Oh, I'm stepping down so that I'm not a distraction to my company, Cargo Metrics. Well, when that happened, I think it was like the first day of October or the last day of September or something like that. I thought, whoa, wait a minute. I wonder if Ghislaine is going to be getting out of jail. And obviously, I only just heard that she's, asking for the second bail hearing scheduled for the 21st a few hours ago. And so, I'm like, well, gee, let's wait for the other shoe to drop, because I was sure something was happening. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's stepping down. Are they going to flee? So it's my opinion that if Ghislaine Maxwell is in fact given the opportunity to post bail, I believe she and Scott are going to leave. That's just my gut feeling. I think she'll bail. I think whoever puts up the money, it, in all likelihood, understand that it's going to be lost money, and that's fine. They're going to get her out of jail. Now, there are two other issues that are related to this that I want to discuss. One is, this is very, very close to the fact that come January, Donald Trump is not going to be in office anymore. And the other one is that the government wanted to put an end to the Jeffrey Epstein story last year when Epstein suddenly showed up having committed suicide. We were all supposed to just say, okay, let's wrap this up. He's dead. There's nothing else here. Well, we didn't do that, right? With Donald Trump no longer being president, I wonder if Maxwell's request for this hearing on the 23rd, or sorry, the 21st, has anything to do with the fact that, oh, he's not going to be around. And if that's true, does it mean he was helping her behind the scenes? We have to consider that they were friends. They were friends for a very long time. She was also friends with his first wife. There are connections between the people in Ghislaine's circle, like Sarah Kellen, who is now Sarah Kensington, and Donald Trump Jr. They used to all go out to dinner, be very social. And so one has to wonder, does this have anything to do, her getting out of jail now, with Trump leaving office in January? So I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. You can just, leave them in the comments section. The other thing is the government, like I said, wanted this to be a done deal. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Move on. There's nothing to see here. Well, we were still tweeting about it. We're still talking about it. We're still upset over it. The victims are talking, and there are lawsuits, and it's ongoing. And so it would be in the interest of the government for Ghislaine Maxwell, if indeed this is a government connected situation, and it's my opinion that it is, more than one government likely. It is in the interest of the government for Ghislaine Maxwell to be released on bail and for her to then flee the country, and this way they can wrap it up. I believe if Ghislaine leaves, well, then she's safe. No one's going to look for her to kill her because, I believe some pretty powerful people killed Jeffrey Epstein. That won't happen to Ghislaine. However, if Ghislaine stays in jail, I do think there is a high possibility of the same thing happening to her sooner rather than later. So, I hate to break it to you, but this is what I think. I think she's going to be given bail. She's going to be allowed to post bail, and she's going to flee the country. I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are. That's the only way that I can see this playing out logically. Hopefully, if we had some luck, the judge will again decide not to grant her bail, but they're going to go in there fully prepared this time, so I don't know. Anyway, I want to again thank you guys for your incredible support, your amazing insights, your tweets, supporting my work, helping me out on Patreon. And yeah, it's the holiday season, so happy holidays, and let's just keep doing this. Okay, talk soon. Bye.